Hello friend, Daniel here with StockMusicLicensing.com, bringing you the best tips and strategies for selling your music on royalty-free libraries. Now on this video, I want to talk to you about the three elements of a good stock music track. Number one, the tempo. So we need to decide what's the timing of this track. And there's certain genres that they specialize on different tempos or BPMs of where this drum and the pulse of the actual track is going to live. So it's very important to know where you're working with and what genre and what does it require for that genre to work. Understanding that is very important. So for example, I come from a rock background, so I'm very lazy when it comes to deciding what BPM. I usually have very conventional BPMs, 120 BPM, and I just leave it to that. Maybe a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but I usually work without that range. And it's very important to really decide what the BPM is in the early stages of the composition. And commit to that, and note that once you have decided that and what genre you're working with, then that's half of the battle have already been won, because then you can actually start adding different instruments. Number two, chord progressions. It's very important to know what chord progressions you're working with, even if you're using only two chords. Okay, and regardless of the genre, you can just decide what chord progression you're going to be working on here with. Is it going to be something that is going to evoke some happy feelings? Is it going to be something that is going to evoke sad feelings, for that matter? And the best way to work around this and to visualize it, if you're not familiarized with this type of concept, is think of chords or anything that is a major chord as evoking feelings of happiness, and a minor chord to evoke feelings of sadness and melancholic emotions, kind of things, more sentimental. And that will obviously will be determining what scale and what melodies or motif you're going to be writing on. And number three, motifs and melodies, a hook, ear candy. Anything that is going to be memorable and something that is going to be really catchy to the ear of the listener is going to be the melody, is going to be the actual motif. And if you don't know what a motif is, it's very simple. It's what is going to be a few simple notes that is going to be played on top of the chord progression. And that melodies could be almost so primitive and so visceral that is what's going to make or break your track. And now I like to compose my music tracks in that particular order. I like to compose my music track by deciding first what's the tempo of the track, what's the chord progression of the track, and then the last is the ear candy for me. Now I am working on one track as we speak, and it's at the very early stages of composition. I want to play it for you very quickly so you see what I mean. Now I only have here the rhythm and the chord progression, and this is baby steps, by the way. This is like done 5 seconds ago, and I want to show it to you so you see what I mean. So the only thing that is lacking here is the melody, which I still haven't come up with it, and I'm going to be working towards that. But listen to this track. It's very simple. I have some guitars, they're just playing a few chords here and there. Very, very basic, very minimal. I have a bass which has been programmed. I usually play the bass, but for this quick idea, I just want the bass to keep the foundation. The drums is really simple. The tempo is, guess what? 120. I mean, it's like I said, I am lazy when it comes down to setting this whole thing up. But it works for me. This is my type of music track. This is what it will be, kind of like a pop rock / light corporate type of track. And then I will definitely start composing at this stage the melody, the hook. Now notice that it's on a loop. I like to compose on a loop and get an idea, and it's just looping. And then from this point on, just create a nice melody. I have my guitar here ready. For this track, I'm using my Les Paul. my beloved Les Paul, and you know, I'm just gonna be composing a nice melody with this same guitar. And like I said, this is just a very classic light pop rock kind of slash corporate track. Nothing earth-shattering here. I'm just trying to keep it very conventional, and I want to make it easygoing, kind of like a TV type of music track, feel-good commercial, something that can be played in the background, and I want to leave it open so it can be used everywhere. That's the idea. So I'm not trying to be complicated here. I'm trying to be very, you could say, not very original, but it's in the simplicity where that creativity lives. Because it's so simple and because it's not earth-shattering original, that's what makes it complicated. That's what makes it so hard to come up with a good idea and melodies and arrangement. Obviously, it's not even being arranged, but I'm composing the core of this composition. So again, I hope this video is helpful to you. I think this is something that is very basic yet overlooked, and depending on where you are in your journey, this could be something that you're not thinking about. But the reality is that it's so simple. It's very simple to understand these concepts of rhythm, chord progressions, and melodies. Those three elements are the foundation of really any music when you think about it. And you know, hopefully this is helpful to you. Leave in the comment section if this type of videos are helpful to you when it comes down to break it down, what makes a good stock music track, and most importantly, what genre do you write? Leave it in the comment section. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and as always, rock and roll, and here's to your success.